Hey, what's going on, guys? I am freshly woken up. I have a fresh haircut, and I'm feeling pretty fresh with this Starbucks drink right now. Oh my God, why do you have Starbucks in your hand? Well, the reason I have Starbucks in my hand right now is that there's one about a half mile away from my house, and I ran out of pre-workout this week. I've been taking about half a scoop of pre-workout with all my other little concoctions for the fasted cardio, but I ordered some more and it got delayed. So I figured, why don't I just spend even more money? So I start my cardio out, and it's like 10 minutes away maybe to walk there. So I just walked there and picked up a grande cold brew, and now I'm back at it. So they definitely put stevia packets in there. I asked for 3 of them, but you got to be careful with like the stevia and the raw stuff, especially if you're like doing a lot of 0-calorie versions of things, but you want them to taste sweet, like the calorie dense version of it, like a Diet Coke for a Coke. Like some people are actually, well, maybe not exactly in Coke, but people are like, they're putting a bunch of stevia in things, oatmeal, cream of rice, like literally whatever you could sweeten. And that stevia and the raw stuff, which is the most popular brand, the main ingredient is dextrose, which is sugar. So the main ingredient is sugar. It's not stevia, but it's like a negligible amount. It's got to be under 5 calories per packet. That's the guideline standard for them to like write it off as 0. But so like, let's say it's just 1 gram, so that's 4 calories. But some people, like, they're substituting so many things that they're using like 20 packets of stevia a day, which 100 extra calories, or close to there. It might not seem like a big deal, but that could be the difference between you being in a small deficit and maintaining. And it can become, particularly frustrating later down the road when you've exhausted a lot of different efforts in a lot of different directions to try and, pull the most progress out of your body, like weight loss wise, for example. And your body's become adapted to a lot of that shit, and you're running out of tools in the box. So it could be a pain, because you could start slowing down your weight loss progress later on down the road, and it could just sabotage you. But it makes life more enjoyable. Like, I'm using it, and I'm probably using 6 packets a day. So 3 of my oatmeal, 3 of my coffee, and I think that's a good system, personally. So like the caffeine from the cold brew, I don't exactly know how much of it's in here, but it's probably comparable to like 1 scoop of my pre-workout I have. But I mean, it doesn't have all the other stuff in there, like the beta alanines and all that. So I feel it a little less, but nonetheless, it does wake me up. So I enjoy the cold brew. Like every now and then, if I can afford to expend some calories, I might try one of the fancy drinks. That's like a once in a very blue moon thing, though. Like, I'm talking like maybe 2-3 times a year I might do that. Like I'm like a creature of habit in every regard you could think of, so I prefer everything to be the same. My coffee order's the same. My food every day is the same. Everything's the same. Time I go to the gym, time I go to bed. Like, I function way better like that, even though it's weird. So I thoroughly enjoy how I navigate my life, but I understand it could be very difficult for others to do the same mundane things day in and day out. But I think those are the kinds of habits with like little grueling efforts that, like, that's the stuff that really makes you good at what you do. Because it's hard. It's really hard wanting to push yourself 10 out of 10 intense when you're feeling fucked up, you're excessively tired, maybe you're in a bad mood, like any number of things. It takes a special person to just ignore all those and go fucking get the work in. And those kinds of people, they usually look great. as long as they're not a complete fucking bonehead with their diet, you can, you know, you could have the right mindset, but just choose to be a fucking jackass with how you eat. So, you know, like that is actually a pretty familiar scenario with people. Like a lot of dudes in the commercial gyms here that they know a lot of shit, but they don't know how to apply any of it to themselves. It's usually like an overweight guy that does like a really weird half side chest version of a pose in the mirror because they don't want to like show their titty fat, so they're just wanting to show you all arm, but they're way too chunky to want to take their shirt off, and it's all because they're simply eating way too fucking much. I know one guy that's like super fucking knowledgeable, but he's an alcoholic, so he you know, he's got to get blasted like fucking 5 nights a week, and he'll just, you know, he essentially does that, what I'm describing here. Very kind guy though, a very nice guy, but he seems to have some kind of disconnect with how important the diet is and how important the lifting is. Because I mean, if you in make-believe land, well, actually in make-believe land and the real world, when you care about something a lot, you tend to put in the effort where it matters with everything about that. So a lot of people, like the person in the example, they're like that. They've segmented off what's important in their mind for some reason. So they think like they're gonna get by just working out and then eating complete fucking ass. And honestly, like these types of people, they might throw some clean meals in and they'll say they eat mostly clean, but really it's like half of the time they're eating chicken and rice, and the other half they're doing some like really gross, ignorant shit with calories, and they're just, it's not balancing the scales out very well, but they're intending for it to. So there's a lot of people like that, and I guess if they're satisfied with that kind of resolve, then more power to them. Me personally though, I tend not to lean that direction, because I think like bodybuilding, this is extremely multifaceted. There are so many things that go into making you good at this, and a lot of it is just like how you live every moment of your life. How much you're eating, how often you're eating, how much sleep you're getting, how hard you're going in the gym. What do the individual components of that look like? And you just keep breaking it down. But I mean, make no mistake, all those things definitely do matter and contribute to you being better. So it's like kind of like people want to ask that question. They're like, what is the most important? And the truth is, everything's important. Everything's very important. But they're kind of asking that because they're already looking for something to fuck off on. They're not saying what's important to do. They're saying what's most important out of these things, so they could put all their effort into those, but whatever's at the bottom of that list, they're going to be a fuck off about. And that's not good, because you're not going to get anywhere without also doing the things at the bottom of the list. But it's like a weird disconnect that it's usually with younger guys to think this, albeit some people were younger guys that formed this opinion, and now they're an older guy like me and they still have this opinion because they didn't grow at all. But you don't want to think like that. You want to, like, you should want to enjoy putting in all the little areas of effort that you need to in this thing. So at least people, if people just want to, if they looked at it from like the realm of, well, what's important to do instead of what's most important, I think they'd get much more progress out of their body, because that is a whole different type of resolve right there. But again, what do I know? I'm just someone rapidly improving, having a good time. So anyway, guys, a little short one, a little bit weird of a video. I got to go inside and rush to work right now. I woke up a little late on accident, so We got to amend that. And I'll see you guys on the next one. I hope you're having a good day. See ya.